Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. An interesting interview came out the other day about Robert Garcia and Mikey Garcia speaking on Errol Spence Jr. And one thing that Robert Garcia stated was very telling is that Errol Spence Jr. will not be the smarter guy on the fight. And that's basically stating that Mikey Garcia, who we all know has the higher ring IQ than Errol Spence Jr. These biased channels, biased new media, this idiot called She Don't Know Her Sport, all these guys coming out here stating that Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. is even in boxing ability, and Errol Spence Jr. has the size and strength, but not only that, he has the boxing ability and IQ over Mikey Garcia. Make no sense. That proves these guys are casuals, they're fanboys, and they're not being honest and unbiased with themselves and with their audience. See, you have to be honest when you analyze the situation. Mikey Garcia is the higher rank IQ fighter, and if he were to lose this fight in any way, shape, or form, it wouldn't be due to IQ, it wouldn't be due to technical ability, it would simply be due to the fact that Errol Spence Jr. is the bigger and stronger fighter. He's not a better overall fighter, but because of his size and weight advantage is what makes this a 50-50 fight. It's an even fight, but for different reasons. Mikey Garcia has the ring IQ to overcome Errol Spence Jr.'s physical advantages. We've seen it time and time again in multiple boxing matches. And even if you look at the training video of Errol Spence Jr. that's out recently, that's kind of giving us a little bit of indication of his mitt work and things like this. And it's just kind of surprising when you hear all these people that say how fast and quick Errol Spence Jr. is. That's a myth. If you look at Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr., Mikey has shown early in his career that he's extremely fast, extremely quick when cutting off the ring, and he's also shown that against other guys as well. But Mikey Garcia doesn't pop out at you with glaring speed or blazing speed, but his speed is faster than Errol Spence Jr., and that's going through seeing him in his past fights. When you look at the Salido fight, the speed was there. When you look at the Broner fight, the speed was there, because you see Adrian Broner running for his life and Mikey Garcia continuously cutting off the ring. You look at a guy against a bigger, taller opponent in a Robert Easter Jr., Mikey Garcia found his way in, worked his way into the body, and a lot of people are confused as to how Mikey Garcia will fight this fight. See, this goes back to Mikey Garcia's ring IQ over Errol Spence Jr. A lot of guys think, well, Mikey can't win because he's going to go in there and try to walk him down and go blow for blow. No, Mikey will do that selectively using his higher ring IQ when the opportunity presents itself. One interesting tidbit was, Mikey Garcia was asked about body work when it came to Errol Spence Jr., and Mikey Garcia simply stated that, Errol Spence Jr. is going to be countered. He's going to have to pay for going to the body against a Mikey Garcia. You have to understand that if you take away body shots from Errol Spence Jr., what is left in his arsenal? What is left? What else can Errol Spence Jr. do? We don't know, because we've never seen Errol Spence Jr. knock a guy out with a straight shot to the head. We've seen Errol Spence Jr. show tremendous ability and power when going to the body. Yes, he's effective going head hunting, but at the same time, the body shots is what seems to get people out of there. And so if that's his true strength and strong point, you need to single that out and you need to take that away from him. Yes, Mikey Garcia will be hit to the body, but the thing about that is, as long as Mikey Garcia is not hit to the body with an accumulation of shots round after round, he will go the distance and he will beat Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is not outboxing Mikey Garcia. That's just not going to happen. Errol Spence Jr. has not shown an ability to outbox a fighter of the level of Mikey Garcia. We have to be honest and unbiased, and I'm only going to state things that we can back up with facts that we've seen in the ring. And what we've seen of Errol Spence Jr. is he's easily countered. And if he's easily countered by Lamont Peterson, if Carlos Ocampo put together a good combination on Errol Spence Jr. before he was stopped, these guys are not elite level fighters. These guys are nowhere near the level of Mikey Garcia. And then you also have to worry about the intangibles. Mikey Garcia has hurt every opponent he's ever stepped in the ring with. Errol Spence Jr. will be no exception. I think Mikey Garcia has the possibility of dropping Errol Spence Jr. in this fight, but even if he doesn't, he will hurt him to some degree to keep him off of him, to back him up, for Errol Spence Jr. to be cautious. I'm not saying that Errol Spence Jr. will come in there with reckless abandonment early in the fight. He may or may not do that, but Mikey Garcia is prepared to box with Errol Spence and prepared to bang with him, because if Mikey Garcia didn't believe he had the power, if they showed that he didn't have the power in sparring and constantly going against bigger men and being able to handle those situations, he would not have taken this fight. He sees the defensive flaws in Errol Spence Jr., realizing how easy it is to hit him. Errol Spence Jr. is not a hard target to hit. And a lot of people say, well, Mikey Garcia He's easy to hit too. If you look at it, the subtleties in Mikey Garcia's defense is always keeping his hand and his head in the right place, and his foot movement is probably the best in boxing today of all active fighters. Mikey Garcia is a special fighter who's a 4-division world champion whose skills have transcended weight classes. So it's very shocking to me that so many people are constantly doubting him, but he will be the one to prove the doubters wrong and shock the world on March 16th. Once again, Unbiased, as always, is the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.